known to each of us to provide the strength and wisdom to perform the duties and fulfill the responsibilities required by our oath of office. Your actions be pleasing to God and meet the expectations of the citizens we serve. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order for January 16th. We'll mention that the council met in work session with no action taken. So council members, you have before you the minutes of January 2nd before you. What's your pleasure?
We accept as presented.
I second.
There's a motion and a second to accept the minutes as presented. Is there any further discussion, questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item is public comment. Larry Brumfield, 723 Merritt Street. You have the floor, sir.
You're up, bud.
On behalf of the Greater Barboursville Community Outreach Group, the GBCO, I'd like to thank the city for allowing the group to collect donations from passing motorists during the Village of Lights tour at Barboursville Park on the evenings of December 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Some members of the GBCO were there from 5:30 to 8 p.m. on each of those 3 evenings, and we collected a little more than $1,600 in total. This money will greatly help the group to continue its main activity, namely providing a free meal at the Barboursville Senior Center for anyone in the surrounding area who wants one. And it's not uncommon to have 150 or more guests attend these meals, which are held on the last Saturday of each month from 3 to 4:15 in the Barboursville Senior Center dining room. The collected money helps the group buy supplies such as napkins, plastic silverware, etc. for each meal and to host the meals itself during the year. The GBCO has a community outreach program in which the local churches are given a number of $50 Kroger cards throughout the year to give to people they feel that need assistance in buying gasoline or food. The Senior Center director is also given a number of these cards to distribute to the needy. The GBCO itself does not give these cards directly to those needing assistance. I'd like to thank 3 people especially for helping us this year to carry out the GBCO's money collecting efforts. Number 1, Brandy Beasley of the Barboursville CVB, who advised us to have only 1 session each night to collect money instead of the 2 as we had planned, because the traffic through the tour has decreased this year, and that worked out great. I'd really and especially like to thank Danny Porter, the Public Works Director, for having one of his workers start the finicky and unpredictable generator each night so we would have lights at the money collecting location. And number 3, I'd like to thank Councilman Donnie Plyven, who alerted me to the cranky nature of the generator and who himself went to the collection site to double check that everything was okay before the GBCO volunteers got there. And finally, I'd also like to say that I very much enjoy the printed copy of the Barboursville newsletter each month in the mail. And I'd like to thank whoever it is that organized in such an attractive way. Some people told me that it was Brandy Beasley, and others said it was Mayor Tatum. So whoever it is doing a great job. I don't think that I would have mentioned this topic tonight had I not gotten the January newsletter in which the usual red color scheme had been changed to gray to reflect the colder winter season. I thought that was a very nice touch and made reading it more pleasurable. And I'd like to thank Jacob Mitchell again for his tireless efforts toward bringing the newsletter back, and for the city cooperating and fulfilling Jacob's wish and the wishes of many Barboursville residents to have a printed copy of the newsletter in their hands once again.
Thank you very much for your comments. I'll say that, the Greater Barboursville Community Outreach, we appreciate what your group does.
Yeah.
It is a great service to the community. I saw that you guys,
Who does give the newsletter? You know?
well, it's a labor of love between so many of us here
Oh,
in
okay.
City Hall. Rachel, Brandy, myself, there's a number of people who have input. The department heads are given information for the articles as well. So we're glad to accommodate our residents, but also I noticed that the GBCO went to the health fair at the mall the other day. You
Sorry.
guys were at the health fair at the mall the other day as well?
What?
GBCO?
Oh, did it?
Yep.
Oh, I
Your
wasn't
folks went,
aware of
yep, your
that.
folks went to the health fair the other day, put the message out there, and I appreciate what you guys do for the community. There's so many people that benefit from that, so if you
Yeah, I
would
didn't
pass
know
that
a thing
along to your
about
group,
it.
we appreciate that.
Which is surprising. I'll have to talk to some people.
We do not have there's nobody else signed up to speak this evening. We don't have old business. There is new business. Again, we did meet a work session. There is consideration of approval of resolution 2024-1 for general fund budget revision number 3. I know that you said that there was a $25,000, but if you'd like to hit that for the record again, feel free.
Yeah, there's numerous things on here. One of the ones that I want you to notice is up in the revenue section. Our fines, fees, and court costs collected has been record-setting, and the reimbursement number that also has to be increased is reimbursements from the Triton contract on I-64. And so with all the work that the police officers are doing and all the tickets that they've been writing, we've seen an incredible number that just hasn't even come close to anything in the past. Also, you will notice that I have a line item there for accident reports. I simply pulled this out of the miscellaneous revenue and gave it its own line after talking to the auditor's office. So it's no longer grouped into miscellaneous, and that number will grow before the end of the year. When you get down to the expenses, one of the things that we talked about earlier, under data processing, that's the old term that they still use for our IT systems. We are adding $25,000 to that budget line. The police department, because of the overtime, we do need to take those reimbursements and put those towards the police department overtime for that. You'll also notice that I have a new line item referred to as city jail. That's not actually city jail any longer. They just haven't updated their terminology on this spreadsheet. It's actually the regional jail fees. Our state legislature passed into law that the municipalities would have to pay a share of the regional jail bill based off of the people that we've arrested and that we've sent there, and I believe it's the first 3 days of their stay. And so it doesn't look like it's gonna be a full $12,000 for the year, but it was just based on the first invoice that I received. So it's not gonna be huge. And then streets and highways, I know that number's small compared to their overall budget, but that was for the street light repair. We were reimbursed directly by the individual that caused the damage. And then you'll notice too, I've increased storm sewer, which we refer to as stormwater, by a large number because we're grossly underfunding the stormwater in the general fund. And so basically I just took some, the filler, I would say. It's basically the last number on the list, and what was left over I gave to them. I'm not saying they're gonna spend it just yet, but we've got to get used to the idea that they're going to need to be given more money than what they're given, even with the excess levy, because we've got some projects that are gonna cost more than what we currently budget. Any questions? All right.
So before you is the consideration of the approval of the budget revision 2024-1. It's general fund budget revision number 3. I'll entertain a motion to do that.
I'll make a motion.
Motion and a second on the floor. I know there's no questions, but anything else to comment? Otherwise, hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item is our comments, closing remarks. remarks. I'll just say thank you guys for coming in early tonight. I know it's a nasty, snowy day, but I will also say our road crews did a fantastic job. I received pictures and texts all morning about how terrible it was everywhere else, except here. So it's nice to hear that and know that our guys are on duty, and to know that we were actually down by several of our work crews today because of sickness, COVID, strep, and other things. So we had call outs today because of sickness, but they still managed to take care of the city. So that's always nice to see. That's all I have. Donnie, we'll start on your end tonight.
All right, I'll just concur with what you said on the, about the road crews and everything. Pretty nice to see the roads and streets accessible, and guys always do a great job, and thank them for that. And the only other thing is that a little while ago I was noticing that you can see the tracks go right over top of the Depot Street sign. I don't know, I guess it happened today, because it looked like it was pretty fresh tracks. There's a double tire, and it looked like it just zeroed right straight over the Depot Street sign at the corner up there, so.
We managed to have video footage. The blue Ford F-150 actually is what we
Well,
saw.
I don't have two wheels. No, I don't have a dual.
What's Mason got?
He's trying to blame plow truck.
Yeah, I went over it twice. But, yeah, I just noticed that, but.
We'll pass that along to the guys too. Thank you for saying
Thank you.
that. They do work hard.
I'll echo everything about what the city looks like and how we always keep up with it. Just something else to be proud of, call this place home. And then also just a question, what's the storage container, the shipping container down by the, in
Storage for
Cypressville?
the upcoming pedestrian path along
It's getting
Farmdale.
prepared for the
Yep,
actual
Yep,
on-site.
that'll be their staging, that's what we call it, staging area. They're gonna push that back towards the tree line, it won't be right.
I was gonna ask if that's gonna-
Yep, it's gonna move.
Possibly refit a little bit.
Remove
Okay, sounds great. That's all I have.
Good to see you back tonight, by the way.
Thank you, I've been out a couple meetings and, it's good to be back, feel good, but thank you guys, and, like always, Barboursville is just a great place to live in. Of course, always to the police department, how well they do, but, thank you guys for everything.
Road crews, they're so proactive to get out there. I can hear them all night long, and I don't mean that offensively. It's nice to know that, you know, while we're sleeping or admiring the big snowflakes, they're out there taking care of our roads, and it doesn't matter, it's not just the main ones, they're doing all the side ones too. I mean, I've even had people comment about them going up to some elderly people's houses and making sure that they've been taken care of too, and that's one of the reasons it's so awesome to live here. That's all I got.
I agree with her. I got a couple calls from Wilson Road and Greenwood Way where they have took care of them, and they were very pleased. Our road crew is just great, and Danny, I want you to pass that on to them, because, you know, I know they're getting paid to get out there and do it, but again, they do a great job. That's all I have.
I don't think I have anything.
All right, very good. Well, they're absent from their families, they're taking extra time, so, and, quality of life is, and quantity of life is so important these days, so we appreciate what those guys do.
That's
Please pass that along. If there's nothing else for the good of the order, everybody good over there? Chief, you good? Yep. We will adjourn the meeting, thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you.